Let's talk about the recruitment process in network marketing. Actually, the recruitment process, whether it's network marketing or any other kind of recruitment, in fact, every business requires recruitment, whether it's a corporate or a small enterprise, school, college, sports team. I mean, we talk of it, people have to find more people for it to continue to grow. So, network marketing, it is more so because like other businesses, people don't walk into our establishment. We don't have an office, we don't have a shop. So people don't come to us. We have to go and meet people. And because we have to go and meet people, the more people we go and meet, the bigger the business is going to be. More people we have who are meeting people, the bigger and more stable our business is going to be. So recruiting becomes an essential and integral part of our business. Now, recruitment is a process, and we take people through the process, and we expect that at the end of the process, we'll be left with a few people who qualify to be our business partners. And this process of three parts. The first is called prospecting, the second is called recruitment, and third is called sponsoring. Now, for a new person or people those who don't understand this industry well, they think it's more or less one and the same thing, actually synonyms of one another, but that's not so. These are three very definitive steps of recruiting a person in the business. So the very first stage is prospecting. Now, this stage is all about qualifying a new prospect to see whether the person belongs in our business or he is looking for the product and service which we are promoting. It's a process to discover if they have a need or want of our product or service, or maybe our business, and what is the best way to expose them to our service, product, or our business opportunity. So when we are prospecting people for business, whom are we looking for? See, our goal is to identify people who are dissatisfied with their current jobs and career. Most of them are. So there's a huge opportunity over there. And they are also open to owning their own home-based businesses. This is the primary requirement for us to identify people whom we should prospect for our business. Now, the second stage is called recruitment or recruiting. In this stage, we want to make sure that we present our business to them in a right fashion and ask them to join our business. The goal is to move the prospect from I am interested to I am in, and then have them sign the paperwork, become a part of your business, okay, and make a commitment to get started with the business. And the final and the third stage is sponsoring. And in this final phase, we start mentoring the new recruit. We plug them into our support system, education system, teach them how to work the business, help them with setting up a few appointments, and get them started on achieving their goals, whatever they were. So in our business, we are looking for two kinds of people. We are looking for people those who are going to buy our product and service. Okay, these are called retail customers or end users. And then we are also looking for potential business partners. Okay, we call them business builders. By talking to people, we have to find out people those who are open-minded, teachable, and willing to move in their life. Those are the people we are searching for. So these prospects can be described as dissatisfied, successful people. They are usually leaders in their field, self-starters who have already succeeded in whatever field they have chosen to be their career so far, but somehow not happy with their achievements so far in life, and they're open to exploring further opportunities. That said, we should never forget the NCT rule. Now, NCT stands for never can tell. That means, although most of the people in our business will come from that category of meeting all the requirements, but there could be a few people who don't show the signs of being an ideal partner, but they may turn out to be even better sometimes. How do we know? Unless we show them the opportunity, unless we give them the opportunity to give this opportunity to everybody, because you never can tell. Our job is only to expose people to the opportunity. It is for them to decide whether they want to take the opportunity or they don't want to take the opportunity. Now, when it comes to offering the opportunity, normally there will be two categories. The first one is called the warm market. Warm market is the people we already know, and these are our friends, relatives, classmates, colleagues, neighbors. Okay, all this category of people whom we come in contact with in day in and day out basis because we have known them for a while. And of course, the second category is the people we don't know very well or people we don't know as yet. Now, who are these people? Maybe parents of our children, or maybe some of the members of a social group we belong to, or a club we belong to. Now, we might have seen them here and there, but we don't know them personally. Okay, so this is all the new market and the people we haven't met as yet. In fact, that is the biggest segment of people you have, the people you have not met as yet. Where do we find these people? The people we don't know. You find them everywhere. You go to a grocery store, you can find them buying grocery. The sales clerk, the one who cuts out that bill for you, that person, or maybe somebody on the road asking for directions. Or you go to a party, you meet people. Office programs, you meet people. So you meet new people in lift, you meet people. On a staircase, you meet people. You're walking on the road, you meet people. You're walking in a mall, you meet people. So you meet these kind of people every single place. Only thing is we have to consciously make sure that we try and communicate with these people. Now, just looking at somebody and smiling is also a communication. So these people are there everywhere, and how many people can we find in our life if we start consciously looking for these people? You have an answer for that. You know what's great about this business? First of all, there's unlimited supply of people you can talk. And another amazing thing is, most of the time, the people you don't know, the people you don't know as yet, or people you didn't know when you got into business, those people are going to be forming the biggest part of your business. So the more people you talk to, the more people you expose your business to, the more people you share your business with, the better your chances of finding such people and the bigger your business is going to be. So what do we do when we find such people? The first thing and most important thing is not to scare these people. Take baby steps to introduce yourself, to get to know them, and at the right opportunity, introduce your business to them. Do not corner somebody in a marketplace and start by asking, do you want to be a millionaire very quickly? No, this person is never going to be a part of your business because of the way you start. So that would not be advisable that you lose people like that. There's a better way of doing it. So what do we need to do? When we meet new people, we need to strike up a conversation. We need to make a connection. We need to find a common ground. We need to find something which is common between them and us. It could be a school, it could be a neighborhood, it could be the job we are doing, it could be the kind of occupation we are in, it could be the some kind of a hobby, whatever it is. Find something which is common to bond you, okay, and then build a connection based on that. The idea is to build up a level of trust between you and the other person. So when you talk to that person about your business or about your product, okay, it does not seem like that this entire thing was just a sales gimmick. So towards the end of conversation, once you have built up a reasonably good trust level, ask for their number, ask for the business card. The best way is offer your number, offer your business card to them. In return, in all probability, they'll give you their business card and their number, and then say it was a pleasure to talk to you. Let's get together again sometime. I'll call you up, and that's it. So you have a new number in your list now, who could be a prospective buyer or who could be a prospective business partner. How does it go? Let's say you met somebody at a mall, and a couple. They were bright, they were easy to talk to, they were energetic, they were friendly, and to you they looked like the perfect business couple. And not only that, you also remember to take their number. You also told them that you're going to call them up. Now what you do over the next few days will decide your success in this business. Most people have something called phonophobia. They have this number, and then they think of calling up this couple, and then they wait for 2 days, and then they wait for 2 weeks, and then they wait for 2 months, And one day they say, oh, now it's too late to call up these people anymore. So why do people do that? For two reasons. One, they are afraid of their failure. Second, they are scared of rejection. But successful people not only in network marketing, everywhere in the world, they have mastered the art of using the phone. They know how to call up prospects because see, every business all across the world has to survive on sales. Sales means prospects. Prospects means calling them up, talking to them, setting an appointment. So all successful people have mastered that art. How to set appointment and how to go and meet people. And for that, they have to learn about their product, opportunity, and making a small talk. That's all. The sales professionals, they know how to use the phone to set an appointment so that they can talk to people about their product, about their opportunity, and also about how just to meet up people to do a small talk. On the face of it, when a salesperson is talking to you, it may look like a small talk, but there is a lot which you can obtain out of that if you are careful. If you are alert, you can learn a lot about a person in just about. You can get to know things like does a person make eye contact? Is he positive or negative? Are they critical or they have a high level of acceptance? Is their energy level good? Are they enthusiastic? Do they have a variety in their voice? Do they laugh? Do they smile? Is it an inviting smile or some smile? Are they sarcastic or are they sincere? All this can be learned very quickly about a person. So what are we looking for? We are looking for people, those who have a personality which will attract others. We are not looking for people, those who are repulsive and people would like to run away from them. They're not going to be successful in your business anyways. And moreover, somebody has got to spend time with these people, right? And if they are repulsive, would you want to spend time with them? So forget about those people. Go and look for people, those whom you would like to be friendly with, whom you would like to invite to your home, whom you would like to be invited to their place. These are the kind of people we are looking for. Now, some people have this challenge of small talk. Okay, so I'm going to give you a formula. The formula is called FORMA. It's an acronym for family, occupation, recreation, and money. So if you don't know what to talk of this. Talk about their family, talk about their recreation, talk about their occupation, talk about their money. Let's say, for example, when you meet somebody and after you have got introduced, ask a smiling question. What do you do for a living? And whatever the reply is, your reply should be this. Oh, fantastic. I'm sure you enjoy it a lot. And this one question will tell you whether they are happy with their job or not. And most of the time, they're not happy. They're going to come back and say, no, no, I don't like the environment over there, or I'm underpaid, or I'm overworked, I'm underappreciated, things like that. Now, all these are things which you are taking a note of, mental note, of course, because when you are opening up your business opportunity to them, you can show them how they can get out of that situation which they're not enjoying just by being your business partner. Questions can be very, very powerful. Everything in our business, in fact, the skill in our business is all about asking the right question. And I'm sure you must have also realized it. The best communicators, the best people who can build up a good communication, good conversation with you, they ask a lot of questions. When you ask somebody question, okay, you get to know about that person. And when somebody gives you an answer to a question, that means it is their thought. Like if somebody says, you know, my job sucks, because they are so saying it, it's true. But if you tell them your job sucks, you think they're going to accept that? So best is get them to say it because what they say is the gospel truth. Whatever you say will be challenged. There are easy techniques which, if you use in your statement, either at the beginning or at the end, you can get that person to agree with you. For example, if you start something like this, would you agree that? Isn't that true? That can you see how? Does that make sense? Okay, or you can close it with this. Say something and say, isn't that true? Or isn't that right? Don't you think so? All these are statements which will make a new person agree with you very easily. There's a very good author by the name of Alan Pease, and he's written a book on network marketing called questions are the answer. And he says people will be interested in you if your conversation is interesting. And how do you make your conversation interesting? You make your conversation interesting by talking of the subject they are most interested in, they themselves. You talk of them, that's an interesting conversation, and they are interested in you. And how do you talk of them? By asking questions about them. Like I said, talk of their family, talk of their occupation, talk of their recreation, talk of their money. Talk of these four things, and you will strike up a good, interesting conversation for them. Now, that brings us to the stage of recruitment. When you open the subject of business, okay, it could be either as a business opportunity or as a product. What do you start with? It depends. See, if they have told you anything about that they want to do more in life, or they need more money, or they're not happy doing whatever they're doing, okay, or one of them is not working but looking for an opportunity, or they would like to work from home rather than work from an office, or they have children which need to be taken care of and they are finding it challenging when husband and wife both are working, something like that. Okay, start with business opportunity. But if there is no indicator like that and you have a product you are convinced about, okay, that start with the product. So it all depends on what they have told you at the time you were prospecting them. Those people are ambitious and smart. They will understand the power of part-time work. They will appreciate about making extra money. They will also understand that this extra money can maybe make payment towards their car or payments towards their house, okay, or maybe even payment towards their second home. Right? They will also understand things like that this additional money can save up money for their children's education. Right? They will also understand that if they have some additional money at home, it can help them reach whatever other goals, plans, ambitious dreams they have for themselves. So talk of these things. When you're talking of business, talk of these things because this is what they want to hear. In case you are opening with your product, okay, then please understand you have to be a product of your product to sell a product in network marketing. What it means is that you must really be owning that product and using it and must be excited about that product. You have to be in love with your product. You have to be enthusiastic about your product. See, enthusiasm is contagious. If you look at our last four letters of this word, IASM, what does it stand for? I am sold myself. So if you are sold, then you can sell it to others. But if you don't have it, if you're not sold on it, it's going to be one challenging thing you are doing. Now, whether we have people who are interested in our product or people who are interested in our business, okay, whether they become a business partner or whether they become a end user. Even if they become end user, sometime or other, I'm going to talk about my business too. Because if they like the product, there's a possibility they may want to share it with others. So nothing wrong with it. And initially, if I'm new and if I have people whom I want to expose my business to, what I can do is I can do a two-on-one business presentation. Means myself and one of my more experienced partners can go and meet the prospect, and this experienced partner will do the business presentation. But my job is to observe that very carefully and learn to do it as quickly as I can for myself, because the faster I learn that skill, the bigger my business is going to be. Not only that, I should be eager and keen to duplicate that for my own recruits. When I get somebody in the business, I should be able to offer them the same facility. For business presentations, keep them small because people are pressed for time these days, so they don't really have time for a couple of hours sitting with you trying to understand your business. An hour is something more than sufficient for you to be able to wind up your business discussion with somebody. And focus on benefits rather than features. People are not interested in features. They want to know what is in it for me. What benefit do I get out of it? Remember, facts tell, but feelings sell. It is how they feel about your product will decide whether they're going to buy it or not the data sheet. But if you do find somebody who is more of a technical person and says, give me this technical sheet, give me the technical information. There's a way of handling these people. See, many people in the business really don't understand how it works. All they know is that this product delivers whatever it claims it does, and they're happy with the result. But if you're very keen, remind me and I will definitely forward some more information on this to you. This is like kind of diverting their attention from focusing on technical aspects onto benefits one side. What should we cover when we are talking of the business presentation? What should we cover in the business presentation? What should we cover in the product demonstration? Stories. People relate with stories. People remember stories. So you must have stories ready for your product and your experiences with it. You must have a story of your company. You must have a story of your upline. You must have a story of some of your other business partners. And 30 to 60, 90-second stories on these things is what people like to buy. So keep stories in your presentation and business discussions. The most powerful story is your own story. How you got started in the business. Okay, maybe you were pressed for time and you were wanting time with your family, and then somebody showed you this business and you decided to get into business. Now, 2 months or 2 years later, you're happy that you took the decision because it has changed things for you. This is what they want to hear. Second thing they want to hear is what this product or business will do for me. So whatever information you have gathered about them during the prospecting stage, this is the time to use that information. Okay, you can always relate that information with your business presentation. Like, Ramesh, you were telling me the other day that your business hours, you have long office hours and you don't really get time with your family. Let me ask you this. When you are able to replace that income with your this part-time business, would you still like to continue going to that office? No, right? You have to link their requirement with your business opportunity. Use the phone only for setting an appointment. After a demonstration or after a business presentation, they're going to have a lot of questions. And phone is not a medium for answering the questions because you can't read them, you can't see their body language, and moreover, the time on the phone is also limited. So the best thing for you would be to set a physical appointment to address that. See, people don't always say what they mean, and they don't always mean what they say. So keep that in mind when they say no to your business opportunity, or when they are doubtful about it, or when they have an objection. That doesn't necessarily mean they're telling you exactly the same thing which what is going on in their mind. So we need to figure out what is the basic reason for them to have that objection or to be able to feel uncomfortable being a part of your business. Usually the no will come for one of the four things. The first being the fear of failure. If they're scared of failing, they would try and tell you no. Second is fear of rejection. Nobody likes to be rejected, but some people don't mind getting rejected because they're looking for success. Other people, they just don't want to be rejected because they're happy not being successful, but they don't like rejection. So the second reason could be fear of rejection. Third could be low self-esteem. You can do it. Or the last one, which is the most common one, is that they have a different concept of this business. They are misinformed about the business. Now, what do we get paid for? We get paid for educating people in our business. So there'll be two types of prospects over here now. One who are negative, and if they are negative, you can't do anything about it. So better would be to move on to another prospect. Second, that they have a perception of this business, and because of which they are negative, and then they will have objections, of course. So better we become at handling objections, asking questions, overcoming their queries, the more successful we will become in this business. So let's talk of handling objections. First of all, if you hear the objections without interrupting them, most of the objections will vanish anyways. Hear them out properly and if possible, note them down. Second, try and figure out which is the primary objection out of all these. There may be small objections and they may be major objections. Major objection could be I don't have time. The smaller objection could be I don't know anybody. Time is the primary objection. Use a method called feel, felt, found. Mahesh, I know exactly how you feel because that's exactly the way I felt when this business was shown to me. And then I found out, I'll tell you exactly in a short while what I found out. But let me ask you this. Mahesh, suppose you don't make time for this business. Where would you be 3 years from now? You said that you're unhappy with your office. You said you're unhappy with your job. You said you're unhappy with the amount of hours it takes away from your family life. You said you are unhappy about the stress it's putting on you and your family. So use that objection to remind them back of the reason they were even looking at. And then have a follow-up question. Ramesh, suppose we could help a few people like you, those who are looking for freedom, okay, and in the bargain make money for ourselves. Would that be a good idea? What would that change? So instead of us telling Ramesh what is good for him, we have to get him to tell us what would change for him for the better when he gets into the business. And this is how you get people to convince themselves. All the best.